everyone. This is Marie Witt, and we are here at the Fire Connect interview with Lauren Rice. Lauren, how are you doing?
Hi, Marie. I'm doing well, thank you.
Great. And Lauren, can you tell us where you're at right now? What city you're in?
I'm in Annapolis, Maryland.
Okay. And tell us about what you do. We're very excited to let people know what you do.
Thank you, Marie. So I'm a nutritional therapist, and the specific type of nutritional therapy that I do is informed by something called epigenetics, which is the science of how our environment alters our genetic expression. So everyone knows perhaps that they have genes, which is sort of like the computer code that makes you yourself. It's something we inherit from our ancestors, our parents. And that code is something that actually can be changed. Your genes can be upregulated or downregulated, actually turned on or turned off, depending on the things that you eat, you drink, how you breathe, what kinds of pollutants or toxins are in your environment, how stressful your life is, how well you sleep, things like that. And I'm also a meditation teacher because I found that the clients that I worked with who had the most transformational results, there really was a mental and emotional shift around their relationship to food, and not just what they were eating, but the general wellness choices that they were making. So I combine all of those things into what I call a mind-body awareness. It helps people understand their bodies, their health better, and puts them kind of in the driver's seat so that they can make positive choices to help heal themselves from chronic illness and imbalance.
That is amazing. Now, how did it all start for you?
Well, I mean, really, it started when I was a little kid. If I'm kind of going way back,
Okay.
I grew up in a family where there was a real focus on healthy, whole food. My grandfather was a prolific gardener, and my mom was a big gardener too. And so I spent summers outside with them, going to farmers markets, always kind of having a connection with where my food came from. Before organic and local were trendy things, my mom was sort of shopping that way. Unfortunately, she developed breast cancer. And so then we really dived into our foods and how we ate, looking at things that would help her, her immune system. And fast forward a few years later, I was in school actually studying to become an attorney. I had finished my undergraduate and a graduate program and was then in law school in the United Kingdom.
Wow, that's incredible.
Well, it was what I thought I wanted to do. And I got really sick, unfortunately, but really it was a wonderful invitation for me because it was kind of a little bit of a redirect, and it helped me realize what I really wanted to prioritize in life. And so I kind of started studying nutrition while I was at home recovering. And I was so fascinated by it. I kind of couldn't stop learning. Even when I was really tired, I couldn't remember things. Some of my symptoms were I had pretty serious brain fog. And so like I couldn't remember where my keys were, but like I could remember everything that I was reading in this course I was taking. And so it grew to me starting a small practice and deciding not to continue my legal studies, and just things took off, and that was over a decade ago. And I've been practicing since then. I educate, I speak, I teach, in addition to working with my private clients. An online course. So yeah.
Wow, that is amazing. So can you share us a story of something that is just very memorable for you in terms of what you have done for someone?
Well, I can think of when I was practicing, this maybe was in 2016, maybe or 2017. The practice that I used to work at before I founded my current company, Bloom Mind Body, I was the senior nutritional therapist at a wellness practice in the DC area. And I got a lot of wonderful clinical experience there. And I worked with, patients and clients from all walks of life, all ages, all shapes and sizes. And there was one little boy I worked with, and he was about 5 years old, and he was born with a lot of health issues, and he developed some pretty serious allergies in his early years, like from the time when he was about 2 to 3. And so he had what's called an anaphylactic reaction to certain foods, which means that they would actually cause his body to go into a type of shock. His airways would close up and it could kill him if he had certain exposure. And one of the foods he was really anaphylactic in the way that he would react to would be eggs. He was super allergic to eggs.
Okay.
And so we had him and his mom, who was really just such a partner in this. I have to give most of the credit to her because she just rearranged her whole family's lives around helping this little boy in some instances.
Okay.
And so we left eggs out of his diet for like a little over a year, built up his immune system with positive food choices and supplements, helped him with meditative breathing, all sorts of things to just really boost his immune system. And then we actually started to reintroduce egg, first like in small amounts in cooked foods. We started with the white and then we would add the yolk. And eventually after about 6 months of the reintroduction period, so we left eggs out for a little over a year, maybe like a year and 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that year and 3 months, there was a 6-month period where we gradually reintroduced small amounts of egg. By the end of that, he was actually able to eat like not a lot, but small amounts of scrambled eggs
Okay.
without having a reaction. This is a boy
Oh,
who had previously been in the emergency room. His mom had to carry an EpiPen for him, seriously anaphylactic, allergic to eggs. So we actually were able to reverse an allergy, which a lot of medical science says isn't possible to do.
uh-huh.
It is. You just have to understand how the immune system works. You just have to understand that the body is resilient. And your mileage may vary, right? Like you have to be really committed. You have to do lots of other positive things. Not every mother and child will be able to achieve that result, but these people were. And I think that that gives everybody hope. So.
Oh my gosh. So how long have you been doing this type of service?
So I started right after I left my law program. I studied nutrition for about 2 years, and I opened
Okay.
a small practice shortly after that. So just about it's about 9 years, so just about a decade now. But I joke that it started a lot longer than that because I was giving my friends kind of nutritional advice before I was officially accepting money for it as my job. So.
I see. So what are the types of clients that you work with right now? I mean, what are your focus in terms of helping people?
So, I'll work with anyone, all different types of people, but I find myself very drawn to working with women, or rather, I say that women maybe find themselves really drawn to working with me.
Uh-huh.
I think because my approach is my mind body awareness is really about taking care of yourself, about listening to your body's intuitive signals. And I find that women naturally gravitate towards that work. It's work that requires kind of a level of self-awareness, a willingness to be conscious. Typically that's something that, you find in adults. So probably women, maybe between the ages of 18 and all the way up through their 40s, 50s, 60s. I've worked with people in their 90s. So really anyone.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, do you have a program that they could take from you in terms of, I mean, do you have several programs that are available?
So aside from my one-on-one coaching,
Okay.
I have on my website, there's actually some free teaching I have available now because I want people to have access to healing work, especially
Okay.
now that people are at home a little bit more. People's financial situation is different, and I think that they really need help managing their stress and their health. So if you go to my website, there is a link. If you would provide your email, then you can have access to really like the first chapter to my full online course. So it's video teaching and then some downloadable guides that will teach about hydration, about the proper types of nutritional choices to make in the morning, and sort of a calm, meditative way to start your day, to kind of check in with yourself before you dive into work or other responsibilities. It's about setting yourself up with a healthy foundation for success. And I'm working on unveiling a full-length online course, which should be released within the next maybe month. So
Wow, that's amazing. Oh my God, I'm so happy for you. And I'm so happy for all your clients because of all the things that you could do for them. I mean, I heard so many stories where people are just couldn't really work with their nutrition, their diet because of their allergies. And the fact that you're able to help someone reversing the allergic reaction, I mean, that's an incredible, it's almost a miracle, because I know a lot of people suffer from that. So I am so happy to hear that's what you can do for people. One thing I wanted to ask you is, what is your vision when it comes to your business? I mean, where do you see it going in the next 5 years?
Well, I always kind of say that what I love to do is actually teach. I mean, the one-on-one work that I do with my clients really does feed me. They've been my biggest teachers, actually.
Mhm.
But what I want more and more now is to be able to reach a wider audience,
Okay.
sort of educate our culture about what healthy eating is. There's so much diet and lifestyle kind of wellness advice out there, and none of it is necessarily wrong, right? I don't want to
Uh-huh.
say that someone else's approach is wrong, because different things work for different people. But there's also a lot of information out there that isn't really based in, it's not evidence based, it's not science based. A lot of it is convention, and sometimes people misunderstand certain things that they might read in an article. They might not understand how it applies to them, or if it applies to them. So what I really want to do is help people understand how to kind of decode what they read and what they experience in the world, and to figure out how to pull and choose which things work for them.
Yes.
So, with the release of this online course, and I'd also like to do more workshops in person eventually when I can, but I'm doing some digitally. This December, I'm hosting a digital wellness retreat with another health and wellness
Okay.
luminary, a friend of mine. His name is Tony Twyman, and he's a trainer and a health coach. And so we are kind of assembling some of the who we think are really influential minds and thought leaders to talk to people about great choices they can make for their health. So I'm moving more in the direction of broadly educating,
Okay.
because I think it's really important to bring attention to lots of different approaches that I feel would work for different people.
That is incredible. I am really excited for you. I see that, you can really help a lot of people. Not only, I think, the target market and women, I think because of the extent of your service and your talent, that it could even help a lot of the senior community, because, they are challenged with their health situation. And I think by having a resource like you, it will be great for them to get to know you and access your services.
Yes,
Mhm.
actually, geriatric medicine is one of the fastest growing subspecialties fields in medicine, because the baby boomers were huge generation, huge cohort of people, and they're all aging at the same time.
Oh,
It's
yes.
putting a burden on our healthcare system. And what I like to say, that people should look at is what I call regenerative medicine, right? This is the idea that you can actually be the best version of yourself at any age. Famously, Gwyneth Paltrow, she has this whole wellness brand, and she was giving an interview once, and she said, "Yeah, I have a better body in my 40s than I had when I was 25. I have, washboard abs, and it's because I work out every day and I eat differently and I don't drink the way I used to, right?" So,
Uh-huh.
perfect. And obviously, she's a celebrity, but I think the point still stands. I've worked with women in their 40s who say that,
Hmm.
they look better than they did before they had kids. And so I just think there's a lot of myths that can be dispelled, that a lot of what we think of as typical aging is just kind of the body wearing out because we haven't given it the tools that it needs.
Okay. Well, I'm very happy to have you as part of the Fire Connect, because I know that with all the things that we're doing in the organization is that we put together events where they can have access to you and they can hear you speak and educate them on a lot of things that you do. But one thing I wanted to just ask you is that what are other things that you hope to happen in the future aside from what you're envisioning?
You mean for my business?
Yes.
Well, one of the sort of ambitions I've always had is I'd love to have a way to, maybe like a TV show or a documentary series or
Oh,
something.
that'd be awesome.
Um, I think it would be so fun to actually get to go around the world or maybe around the United States and meet all different types of people and look at just people who are living like seemingly normal lives, right? But they've had really amazing health transformations, and just kind of interview them and figure out how they did it, right? Learn from them. We can talk about societies and cultures that have a lot of octogenarians, right? People that live a really long time,
Yes.
sometimes into their 100s. And we can see that there's a lot of similarities, maybe things in their diet. They eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, or they don't drink a lot of alcohol, or there's a sense of community. The United States has a really high preponderance of people with Alzheimer's, and this is a disease that's like
Yes.
really unheard of in other cultures, specifically Asian cultures, where the aging generations have a really important place in the family structure. So I would love to get to travel around, meet people, and just really find out what's working for them, so that people who are watching it can kind of say, oh yeah, I can do that, and just kind
Oh,
of
wow.
the expanded mindset.
Okay, so you can be global. Oh my gosh. That is incredible. I love that. I love that vision that you have for your business. Anyway, if anyone wants to get a hold of you, what is the best way for them to reach you?
Well, they can go to my website, which is www.bloom, BLOOM, mindbody, INDBODY.com, so just one N. Or they can find me at Instagram, which is at BLOOM_mindbody.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Lauren. And for all of you out there, I think this is an incredible information for anyone that you know who can benefit from it. So please do share this video. Lauren Rice is available also through our Fire Connect. And if you have any questions at all, you can reach out to her, or you can even reach out to me, and I will definitely connect you to Lauren. But anyway, make sure that you have an amazing day and take care of yourself always. And we are signing off. Thank you very much.